Well, the Middle East analyst Sakar Al-Makhadhi joins me now from our Salford studio. Very good morning to you. The West has sort of backed itself into a corner here, hasn't it?
Well, it has. You know, it's 2.5 years into this civil war, Maxine, and isn't it astonishing that it's taken this long before we've heard even the vague threat of military action by the West? You know, it took just a few days in Libya and the prospect of an impending massacre in that country before NATO took action. But really the West has been keen to avoid any kind of military involvement in Syria. And it's been looking for excuses all the way through this, it seems. It's been hiding behind Russia and China on the Security Council, and now even with evidence of some kind of chemical attack, although we still don't have firm proof exactly who did it, although it looks very much like it was the regime in Damascus. But we have proof, you know, coming from Médecins Sans Frontières, from their field hospitals, which say they've been treating victims of what looks like a chemical attack, and also from survivors who managed to get into Jordan and were able to provide samples to the international community. Even despite all of this, the West still hasn't taken any decisive military action, but this combination of evidence in the last 24 hours or so really has forced the hand of Obama and David Cameron to make some kind of firm statement and show that they're heading in that direction at least.
And does a phone call do that?
I think it does. I think it's the very bare minimum that they can do. Chuck Hagel said that, you know, he was prepared to send military assets to the region, and I think this is really the very, very least that they can do at this stage in the crisis, given what's happened. But I think, you know, the West is still very keen to avoid any kind of action and to avoid committing themselves to any kind of action. And the reason is because Obama is very hesitant on that, and because David Cameron knows he can't get it through Parliament at this stage. You know, he tried to push through moves to arm the rebels, and he was rebuked by the backbenchers, so he's not able to do that. France, on the other hand, is taking a much more hardline stance. Laurent Fabius said that, you know, if the Security Council fails to act, then we'll have to act outside of the Security Council. But really, at the moment, the French Foreign Minister, Laurent Fabius, does look like he's on his own on that.
What about the other players in the Middle East? We've heard from Iran this morning, of course, as well, warning the White House if they cross this red line, as they're calling it.
Yeah, well, you know, Iran and Russia and China have been very keen to defend Bashar al-Assad to the hilt. You know, they're even in denial that the regime committed the alleged atrocity in the last few days. They believe that the rebels carried out the chemical weapons attack, even though there's no evidence that rebels could have carried out such an attack on such a large scale. So, you know, that's another reason why the West is so hesitant. You know, there are a plethora of reasons why the West doesn't want to get involved, not least because there's nothing obvious to gain from military involvement, but also because, you know, they don't want to face off against these formidable foes on the other side. And I think what's really interesting is that, you know, America at the moment would seem to benefit from a stalemate or from continued fighting than it would do from a clear victory by either side.
OK, Sakar Al-Makhadhi, thank you.